I'm at the Wynn Las Vegas, and I am headed toward the La Tour ballrooms. And I asked a gentleman when I came in which way to the La Tour ballrooms, and he said it's about 2 football fields away down this way. So we're on our way. The National Association of Broadcasters convention is next week. This is a convention I've attended before, and it is usually above my pay grade in terms of understanding the products. So I'm headed for something called Showstoppers, which is an introduction of some new products, and maybe, just maybe, I will understand more about what's going on. I must be headed in the right direction. This sign says, "This way to Showstoppers. Hot products, cool companies, meet the press. Welcome media guests." That's me. This is Showstoppers, and my goodness, it's not only where companies can talk about their new products. There's a lot of food, too. Beautiful desserts over there, drinks. Lady was passing out wine. Well, we're going to look around and see what we can find out. This is Mr. Rabbit, and we are here at Rabbit TV Plus Freecast. Okay, what is it, Mr. Rabbit, that you have?
Diane, basically Rabbit TV sold about 3.5 million units in the last year and a half in all the major markets, including the Walmarts, Targets, the Radio Shacks, the Walgreens, CVS's, Verizon, Rite Aids. Essentially now what we're doing is we have all the freely available content, all the pay-per-view, as well as all the premium content, and we bring it to one location online for you to be able to get all those products in one easy-to-go place.
Here is something I understand. It's 4SE-TV or 4SET-V, a whole new way to watch TV. Sports fans get a 4-in-1 screen viewing solution. Bring the sports bar experience home. Make the most of your TV time. It's the first ever device to let you select and watch 4 live TV channels at once on a smartphone, tablet, or big screen television. My goodness, 4 pictures on a smartphone, they're got to be really small. The lady here said that this gentleman is still funding on Kickstarter. He's $6,000 away to be shipping in August. So we'll see how this works. We're still at HP here, and this display, I come to find out, is all for the creative professional. You can actually get little laptops that will help you make videos. God, we got cameras here. I fell in love with the LightPad Vector. It's portable LED lighting, and I don't know whether you can see here, but this particular light, which is used for location shooting, does not have a glare. And I was telling the gentleman here, why don't you sell these to hotels so they can light up speakers when the speakers are showing slides and the lights are turned off and you can't see the speaker. This is a pet peeve of mine. Anyway, is this available now?
Yeah, it is.
It is available now. I'm going to take a brochure. Rabble TV solves a problem we all had.
That's right.
It's available on the internet. And what you can do is listen to a nationally broadcast game, but if you like your local announcer in the days gone by, I would have wanted to hear Harry Carey, even though the Cubs game was being broadcast on NBC. You can do that with Rabble. You can listen to your favorite local announcer while watching the national broadcast. You go online and get Rabble TV. I was curious about this company, which I called Lacey, but is really called La C.
We're a French style.
Okay, and they make storage solutions, including this little rugged piece is a 1 terabyte external. It'll store your video content, and they go up to what, 40?
48 terabytes.
48 terabytes. This is a California company, La C. This is a, what's it called?
V360. and here's the application. So there's you live. I'm streaming live from this camera.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on, let me.
Okay.
Stay.
And it will go around?
Yep. So you can move it, and you're capturing a live HD 360-degree image right now.
Okay, so then it has to stream to your phone or your
Tablet.
And you're the one that tells the lens to move?
Doesn't move. Nothing here moves. It's streaming live. I'm moving the live video. See? Nothing's moving. I capture a reflection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this something new?
Brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new. Came out in November, right before Thanksgiving.
And so, can someone buy one of these?
Yes, it's available now, $449.
And it is called again?
V360 camera.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
This little thing.
This little thing, right?
And now, are these made
a lot of
with
technology. Yeah, these are some of the videos that people have sent us.
So there's two videos being...
I split these so you can see two perspectives. You see the camera angle facing the person, and then you see the POV shot. So this is like the ultimate selfie now. So it's not just you and your reaction, it's exactly what you're reacting to in the moment. So you're telling a bigger story here than you would with another camera. You know, with this, you're taking 130, 170 degrees.
Okay.
So I don't see what you're reacting to. Now I do.
Okay, and you buy this online?
Yeah.
Where?
vsnmobile.com.
Okay, I got it. And less than $500. Ah, I see. Okay. This is AdSparks, and I was asking what it is they do, and it's very interesting. What they do with their software is that if a TV program is going to be shown on the internet where the commercials would be on regular TV, their software will help the distributor insert content ads that would be particularly interesting to the person viewing the content. In other words, me. They know that I am not a 16-year-old girl, and so they would give me ads that would be more appropriate to my age. That's neat. I think they do that now, sort of. At least they repeat things that I look up on the internet.
That's right. It's being done on the web, but what we're doing is actually we're bringing the same technology for live television.
Okay, for the live television or repeated programs.
Or even
right?
repeated programs.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what AdSparks does. QNAP means Quality Network Appliance Provider, and what they can do is to set up your own cloud. If you don't want the world having access to the same cloud you're on, this can be a private QNAP cloud. I have some sympathies for Hillary Clinton in what she did, because I certainly wouldn't want every darn thing I have typed to be available to the world. But anyway, QNAP is one solution. From Showstoppers, we now go to the Las Vegas Convention Center for the NAB Show, the world's largest electronic media show covering the creation, management, and delivery of content across all platforms. Expected attendance 100,000, and the Las Vegas cab drivers know it. By the way, attendees come from 150 different countries. Camera area, Red Digital Cinema promises 6K motion, 4K broadcast, 19 megapixel stills, all in one camera. This is the camera. It is not very large. Big arm in the way.
So now this is the maximum sensor and the maximum resolution, lowest amount of virtual resistance. So now it's recording. No, so they don't have to 8% frame. You can't hear it, but it's actually picking up.
This is VIZRT, and it looks like they have a green screen where a person can be, but yet they have imposed a background. and it looks as if the person is somewhere they aren't.
On and off.
This
That's
is
dealing
Autodesk.
with curves and white balance. The last thing about this particular shot that I wanted to show you was I'm doing 4 different outputs.
Right across the way is New Tech.
In the center of this area, we have our monitor setup, and this shows us the actual Skype call. Then it shows us the output of Skype TX, and it shows us the video that's being returned back to the caller. And let me show you that I can very easily integrate and add myself into a nice TriCast double box effect. And that, if you look at this little monitor, is now what I'm sending back to Anna. And she can see that in her Skype display.
That word dream is mighty popular these days. The capacity to dream, the speed to create.
But they were my camera guys, so I could do it.
This is Adobe.
So anyway, a little bit more about me. I've been with the LA Kings for 8 years now. I've been really fortunate to be with them while we won 2 Stanley Cups, 2 of the last 3.
Aaron Brenner,
and then last
Director
year we
of
won an
Production
Emmy
for the Los
project
Angeles
I'm gonna talk a little
Kings.
bit about, but that
You can see where the bottleneck here is
Storyteller is a popular word
So not
these
only do
days.
you have real-time content and data flowing
This is
directly onto
part
the
of the
storyteller, you can also
AccuWeather
depict that information by pre-programming certain routes that are commonly used by your viewers. Now you can show them, for example, if they're heading to the airport along Gandhi Boulevard. Again, look at the reds. We're looking at a 28-minute commute as of now.
It was about 13 minutes earlier. Now I bet you that's
Double.
going to go up to 45 by the time we're done. Also with the storyteller, you don't get you get more live traffic cams than anybody. So not only
Microsoft is here, and they're talking on some of these kiosks about media in the cloud. 100,000 people and many exhibitors. This is only the back half of the North Hall of NAB at the Las Vegas Convention Center. The gentleman said he had the world's fastest card
Make your
trick.
card jump to the top of the deck, down 3, 1, 2, 3, it's done. There, your card's now on top of the deck. For the first time, allow voice, what was your card? Yeah, I'll show you something else.
What else does Amazon do? They have web services. Love the name Whisper Room Inc. And what they have here are isolation enclosures that are used for everything from voiceovers. These are soundproofing, although she said, the lady here said, it's not 100% soundproofing. A regular isolation enclosure will take about 50% of the ambient noise away, and usually that's enough. These isolation enclosures range from about $3,000 to $25,000 depending on what options you have. So she said, we've been reducing sound to a whisper for 25 years. Something's happening at spectralogic.com. Deep Storage Expert, the world's largest capacity storage solution. This word content is all over the NAB show. So is the word solutions. Flavor Sis says, we understand your workflow. Want to bet? A company name you will remember, Wicked Fast Storage.
You're saying a wireless monitoring system for the batteries in my production? Correct. So if you had a camera like, let's say, that new Harry Mini Alexa up on a jet, there's no way to know when your batteries are going to die besides guessing. I have 2.5 hours. Sometimes you might have 2 hours and 45 minutes depending on the battery, just the way it's balanced. This wireless system will actually let you know where you set your warning notifications with a push notification, so it'll vibrate like a text message or a notice on Facebook saying you have 10 minutes left on your battery. So now you can actually streamline and have a better battery management system for your production, so you're not wasting time or your battery just died without you knowing and you just lost a very important shot.
A little ad for the Associated Press. Create stories that captivate, entertain, and inspire with multi-format content from the Associated Press, using the outdoor walkway to go from South Hall to Central Hall. There are actually exhibits out here before we even get into the hall. Looks like the big stuff is here, plus a beer garden. Remote broadcasts are indeed possible. I saw some signs that talked about Walton de-ice, and I'm thinking, what is this about? So in the broadcast industry, Carrie here is going to explain to us why you need de-icing.
Anytime you get any accumulation of ice or snow on the front of a reflector on a satellite antenna, it's going to drop your signal level down, whether it's the transmit or the receive signal. And that's where we come into the ball game, is that we provide a system that keeps ice or snow from accumulating on the reflector surface. We can either go from the back of the reflector surface and enclose that area back there and heat it up and transfer the heat out through that method, or we can de-ice on smaller antennas from the front and put in a shield, we call it a snow shield, that keeps ice and snow from accumulating.
And you told me something about the man that came up with the idea.
Yeah, the owner is Bill Walton. He lives in Southern California, which is kind of ironic because it really doesn't snow in Southern California, but that's where the concept came from, and we've been in the industry for 35 years now.
Thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome.
And of course we see quadrocopter.com. Pretty big one there. Oh, here's another way to mount your camera. This is called a Russian arm. Don't know why, but it looks like it's mounted on a kind of regular car. Looking at all the signs around town, the theme of this NAB show is Crave More. Can you imagine the people sitting around a table trying to figure out this one and saying, this'll do it, crave more. The name caught me, Wooden Camera. And so a gentleman here, a local Las Vegan by the way, explained to me that they really don't make wooden cameras, even though wooden cameras seem to be here. What they make is everything except the camera, all the equipment that goes around, and then in order to have displays, they have fake wooden cameras. And they sell to professionals and even some things to lively amateurs. Wooden Camera is based in Texas, soon to open a store in California. This show features a lot of cameras that are aimed at the folks walking by. If you don't like what you look like, Way Watchers, here we come. How he got in here, he seems to be finding not afraid of people at all. He's making his way around. Whoops, a little flight. If anybody drops a peanut, guess what? A pigeon is here to pick it up. Just taking a picture near the Oscar statue. Yes, I'm using a Fuji camera to take a picture of the Fuji film exhibit.
Excited that you didn't get this. All right, good. Because on the back one it said Steadicam Smoothie, which is a grand prize. Do you know what that is? Good, because then you won't know that you gave up a really great prize that you can use, and it's worth well over $700.
A lot of big names are here.
You could always take the 4K out. Actually, this doesn't do that.
How's that for a lens to carry around? I stopped in Central Hall to rest a bit on one of the many benches and picked up this flyer, Powerful Communicator Principles. Speak visually in terms a listener can picture. Start with your best material. Storytell powerfully. Never let anything go too long. Listen. Why would someone want to hear this? Address each listener as an individual. Use you. You, I hope, are enjoying this video. Do engaging transitions and handoffs. Promote. Brag about your stuff. This is great stuff. Stay curious, relax, allow humor to happen. Be who you are. Take risks. Dare to be great. Probably real good advice. This is the bookstore and souvenir store here. Wow, it is crowded. The North Hall has a title, Redefining the Video Experience. And right outside the entrance is a sign, warning, all activities monitored by video camera. Interesting. Speaking of big names, Cisco is here, and lots of folks are standing around, a lot of them in suits. We don't always see suits at conventions, but we do it this one.
Thank you, expert panel. If you're not all clouded out, there is going to be a deep dive now, isn't there, on cloud, and a bit more depth?
Yeah, actually, Vivesh is going to come up and talk to us about how we moved the Olympics into the cloud and some other live events.
I want to find out how 1 billion people watch the Olympics from the cloud. No more, 2 billion. 2 billion people watch the Olympics from the cloud. That's coming up next. So,
here's my problem with NAB. Lots of lingo I don't understand. Crystal Vision says, why not talk to us about chroma keyers, logo keyers, squeeze back keyers, up and down converters, synchronizers, routing switches, distribution amplifiers, aspect ratio converters, color correctors, video delays, embedders, de-embedders, Dolby encoders, decoders, the interface and keyers that broadcast engineers standardize on. Me, I'd be so much more comfortable if someone said, isn't the weather great in Las Vegas? You bet it is. Don't know if I've ever seen this at a trade show in Las Vegas before. It is a place for grilled cheese sandwiches called Big Cheese. And it has some takers. I love grilled cheese. I think it's a great idea. They're broadcasting. He even took a picture while the camera is rolling. I'm not sure what WASP 3D does. It looks here, this sign that they have a Drone Designer Community Edition, whatever that means. But boy, I love the daisies. They're high up, they can be seen from miles around, and they say spring is here. This is Scott Chambers of Podfly, and I asked him a couple of basic questions. What does your company do?
We are a full-service production company for podcasts. We do editing from start to finish. We edit the podcast, we mix it down with intros, outros, bed music, bumper music. Then we upload it to a server and then send it out to Stitcher Radio and iTunes. We can also push it to the content to your website. We also offer show notes, transcriptions, full service, 100% full service production for podcasters. You can find us at podfly.net.
Okay, and my second question was, how do most people record podcasts these days? I mean, do they use tapes or what?
No one uses tape for podcasts. I mean, there might be that random person out there that uses a cassette recorder, but most people use a USB microphone and a laptop. Also, they use handheld recorders such as a Tascam handheld recorder. But everything's recorded on MP3. Most everything's recorded on MP3 nowadays.
Okay. Like I say, you learn something at every convention. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Another thing, being seen for the first time, massage within a bubble. What do you think would happen if I unplugged all those plugs and replugged them in somewhere else? Quite likely, I'd be thrown out of the NAB show. And that is where I'm headed, actually. My ride is about to arrive, and I'm going home. NAB isn't my favorite show because there's so little of it that I really understand. But if 100,000 people come to Las Vegas midst the wind, some people had to land at the airport in a very bumpy way the other day. Anyway, if 100,000 people come to Las Vegas, I gotta be here too. I do enjoy NAB because of all the people here, and every year I learn just a little bit more.